Yep, that's me pushing a manually powered flying machine with a crafting table attached to it. You might be wondering why I'm doing this, but to find that out, we need to go back about a week ago. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Since everyone's probably new here and seeing this for the first time, I'll give a little introduction. I post gaming challenge videos, and right now we're doing a challenge for playing Minecraft without getting any advancements. I know that I can't really beat the game, but I'm trying to see as much as I can do without getting any advancements. I made a video before this one, so if you haven't seen that, I'd recommend watching it because it's going to explain a lot of the challenges I already had to get to this point. So yeah, you have to watch them in order. But for any of you who already seen it and forgot, or if you're just too lazy to watch it, I'm gonna give a little recap of it right now. I made a bunch of worlds looking for a village around spawn for a crafting table because I cannot craft one on my own. After that, I explored a bit to find another village with furnaces in it because I cannot mine the cobblestone to craft it on my own. After that, I made a bunch of wooden tools to make my house. And then shortly after that, I went on a long exploration because I wanted a bucket to get water. But instead of finding a bucket, I just found a golden hoe with silk touch, so I mined ice to melt into water for the mob farm that I'm in right now. That leads me into explaining what I'm going to do today, because there's a big change of plans from what I originally thought was going to happen in this world. Thank you to anyone who commented on the last video, whether it was support or suggestions. I enjoyed reading them, but they did make me think a lot more. A big thing is I didn't realize with the iron that if you made the nuggets into a bar and then put the bar back into the crafting table before it touches your inventory, you can make whatever you want. So I can make tools from it, I can make hoppers. That's pretty much it, but like those things are really big. So now I don't have to use wooden shovels and axes. I still can't use a pickaxe because that's an achievement, but it's a lot of progress there. As for the bed, that's another big thing. That's my bad. I should have known that. I don't know what happened, but we have a bed now, so we can set our spawns. And for the last one, the Discover All Biomes achievement, I decided that I wouldn't go to the mushroom biome because it's the easiest one to avoid because it's an island and it's very distinct. But now that I can set my spawn and go wherever I want, I will go to the mushroom biome because they have a special property that no hostile mobs spawn there. So no phantoms or any other mobs can bother me during the night and I can just work through it. That being said, mushroom islands are still insanely hard to find. So how did we find one? Yeah, like, come on, man. I already can't eat. Like, you're gonna expect me to explore as well? And this ain't no little mushroom biome either. This is a 7-foot peak Goliath of a man with dreads, extra nonchalant, with all the mushrooms on him. Now, everything seems to be great. Everything is good about this biome. Except there's one big problem. They don't spawn with crafting tables. Hell, they don't really spawn with anything. They're an island. So if I can't bring myself to the crafting table, I have to bring the crafting table to me. So how am I going to move a crafting table to us? Well, that's simple. I'll just use flying machines. Insert flying machines. The only use for that, flying machines require observers. Or at least most of them. That's okay though. Most require observers, but this one doesn't. And all it requires is redstone, slime, a sticky piston, and a piston. These two I can farm. This one spawns naturally, but the only way I can get a piston is by crafting it. So how am I going to do it? How am I going to collect the cobblestone required to make a piston? Well, in a very complicated way. See, if I take all of these materials down into the underground, mine the cobblestone so it falls into the hopper, craft the iron nuggets into an ingot and drop that into the hopper before it touches my inventory, and then power the auto crafter, I can make a piston. But there is yet another problem with this. How do I get an auto crafter? You see, I thought it'd be really easy, but it turns out it's not even possible. There are two big issues with this. One is I can craft ingots and a crafting table, but I can't craft them at the same time, since one of them would have to touch my inventory to craft the other one. And maybe the biggest problem is I don't have a dropper. Droppers don't spawn naturally anywhere, and there is no fix for that. I explained all of this to you just for it not to work. I was searching Google for results, nothing. I even tried to post on Reddit because I knew if someone knew, it would be on Reddit. And they banned my post. I couldn't even post. My shit got auto banned. So alas, I go back to the drawing board. And I'm in a weird scenario. Most flying machines either require a piston or an observer, but I can't use either. So I sat on my computer like a monkey on a typewriter, throwing on my lab coat and carefully crafting the perfect flying machine. And perfect is not the words I would use to describe this flying machine. It is some shitty manually powered flying machine. Since I can only use sticky pistons, if I one tick a sticky piston, it doesn't pull the block back, so it acts like a normal piston. But the only way I can reliably do that is use a button. Or at least, that's the best thing I can think of. And this is slow, don't get me wrong. Considering how I have to fly over 1,000 blocks like this is not something I want to do. But I have to do what must be done. So I split up into 3 tasks everything I need for my crafting table for the mushroom mission. I need 5 slime blocks, 2 pistons, and roughly 5 stacks of logs to turn into buttons. So I set sails, searching for a jungle temple, and shipwrecks and ruined portals for any iron nuggets.
A map to lead us to a hidden box that's all locked up with locks and buried deep away. We'll dig up the box. We know it's full of precious booty. Bust open the locks, and then we'll say hooray!
If you look self-esteem, you are a pirate.
Weigh anchor! Yar, har, fiddle-dee-dee. Being a pirate is horrendous. Do what you want, 'cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate. Yar, ahoy in the blast. Dig it fast. Hang the black flag at the end of the mast. You are a pirate.
I find my first jungle temple around 15,000 blocks away and collect my bountiful harvest from the temple. It sounded like the Big Smoke's order. I got 3 sticky pistons, 15 redstone dust, 2 dispensers, 4 tripwire hooks, and 2 repeaters per jungle temple.
I love stealing. I love taking things. We're sailing away. Adventure waits on every shore. We set sail and explore and run and jump all day. We float on our boat until it's time to drop the anchor. Then hang up our coats until we sail again.
If you look self-esteem.
It's okay. Holy eyes fucking hawk we got.
You are a pirate.
Hey, wow!
Hey, if the game doesn't think I killed this guy, then I didn't kill this guy. He just randomly happened to fall in a pit with fire in it. Oh hey look, some free leads.
Being a pirate is alright with me. Do what you want, 'cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate. You're har. Wind at your back, lads, wherever you go. Blue sky above and blue ocean below. You are a pirate. You are a pirate.
Well, we have returned. I have returned from the slumbers, from the cave, or actually not from the cave, from the thing, and I am absolutely fucking raining in these fucking nuggets, man. Like, nah, but seriously though, I ended up getting, how many nuggets is that? It's that many, which equals 21. So this was from the previous trip, This is everything I got on this trip. I got a bunch of gold gear, and actually this works out really well. Eventually, if I make an anvil, I can add all of these things together because I can't enchant anything on my own, but I can combine things. So if I get mending on everything, then I can repair things and eventually get good, like actually good armor. So I got that. I got a couple more saplings, so now I have every sapling in the game. Some armor trim, an enchanted golden apple, my sticky pistons, which are kind of the most important things right here. With my 2 pistons acquired, I am left to get the slime blocks or the stacks of lava. So I go for what I think will be the easier option, which is the slime blocks. Turns out it was not easier. My first plan was just to wait in the swamp for the nighttime for them to spawn, and I'd go around, run around killing them with my flint and steel. I figured, oh, it's not gonna be that hard, and then I can sprint sometimes, so the mobs won't really kill me. But it turns out that's actually really difficult. I did end up killing a few slimes, but there was just no way I could do it and live through the night. So then my second plan was just to wait in a hut throughout the night, have the slimes all spawn, and then when the sun kills all the hostile enemies, I could just go out and I'll kill all the slimes because they don't despawn during the daytime. The only issue with this is that it was really slow. And the slimes, they wouldn't die, but they would just despawn. So I can only kill like one at a time. And with them just dying to fire, it took so long for me to get any slime balls that way. Eventually I realized this wasn't gonna work, so I just bit the bullet and decided to mine out an area for a slime farm. Just a very simple one, because again, this was only gonna be temporary. I didn't want to make one in the first place, because I was gonna leave. But I ended up doing that, and I thought it would be all fine, because I died to the campfires at the bottom, and there was no hopper to collect it, so I would just go down at the end of the night, and I'd collect all of them, because it'd just be sitting there. But it turns out that didn't work either, so eventually I broke down, I went back to my house, I made a hopper, which I didn't want to use any of the iron because it was really expensive to go get. But then again, a hopper is something I'm going to be using anyways, so I don't feel too bad about that. So I do that, I come back eventually after a long time, I put the hopper in there, and I wait another night, and I barely get any slimes. So I waited so long for nothing. Eventually, I ended up moving my AFK platform, so I'd be lower down. I changed that a bit to go lower and higher, but nothing seemed to work. I didn't really get many slimes. Eventually, after all that time of me coming up and down, and then eventually killing the slimes in the daytime and nighttime, I got the 5 slime blocks that I needed. So, now that we've gotten our pistons and our 5 slime blocks, all that's left is the over 1,000 buttons I need to craft. And no, I'm not doing another tree cut montage. That was the joke last video. I've given up. Look, there's all the blocks done. Boom. Trees are already cut. No more nothing. No video. Boom. Done. Now, just because we have all the requirements to move the crafting table, doesn't mean the journey's done. We are only halfway done this mission. It is going to take an estimated of 30 minutes minimum of me just smacking buttons. So this is the loadout I have. I brought all the saplings I have, all of my wood, and all of my nuggets, so that when I go over to the mushroom biome, I won't have to come back as often. I located the nearest crafting table to the mushroom biome, which happened to be in this igloo right here. I started by boosting the crafting table into the air so that I could make my flying machine, and proceeded to start the construction of my Cadillac in the sky. Holy fuck, this is gonna take forever. Alright, we're starting it. Okay, we have to make a deal. If I had to sit here and push this crafting table manually at around half a block a second across 2 whole biomes, then you have to sit here and watch the full sped up version. I best not see any drop in my retention at all. When I go back and look at the analytics, this part better be a flat line. There is no drops in this at all. I had to suffer, you have to suffer, you have to watch this. It's like 2 minutes long, man. Like, come on, it's like 2% of what I had to do. Oh, and I have cheats in this world. I mentioned that last video. I mainly just use them to get rid of any advancements that I accidentally would have gotten, so that my run doesn't die. But like, if you think I'm going to do this without skipping it to daytime, you gotta be crazy. Like, I'm not about to be sitting up in the sky with phantoms trying to knock me down when I can't even kill them. Like, come on, so show some mercy. After just under 1 hour of pushing this crafting table, I made it to the mushroom biome. I came up a little short, so I dropped down and started planting all my saplings, waited for them to grow throughout the night, and looked up at the night sky for one of the first times in a while, not having to worry about any mobs trying to kill me, and just enjoying my time. I put all my stuff in the chest next to the crafting table, but I can't really call it home without a little house, so I begin construction on my mushroom hut. All's well that ends well. For anyone that watched this far, I actually have a big question for you guys in the comments. The iron shortage is actually a big issue that I'm going to be running into, and I'm not too sure what to do about it. My options are either to just not use the iron tools and iron supply and just go out searching for nuggets, or the other two options were to duplicate the nuggets without using cheats or anything, so it would technically be possible even though it's an exploit. Or I can just spawn an auto crafter in so that I can create a bunch of pistons and just be able to progress a lot more that way. But I'm kind of torn on the options, so if any of you have any input, please let me know. Okay, bye-bye.
Oh,
Did you just take it?
Hold on, I'll tell you when I'm ready.
Did you just
wait.
take the band-aid?
What was? Wait, hold up.
Alright, I'm ready.
Let me check my thing.
I am on like half a sliver of HP and you took the band-aid in my face as I opened the drawer.
My bad.